Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fusion 360 basics tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the sweep function. So the idea behind the sweep function is where you take a two-dimensional sketch and you extrude it along a path, or you sweep it along the path to either create or cut away from an object, or to create some weird curvature of an object or 90 degrees. Um, it's basically whatever path you draw, you can extrude any shape around it as long as it doesn't intersect itself. Meaning, if let's say I would choose let's say the x-plane and draw just a very simple curve. So I want to find the axis that's perpendicular to this. I will choose this one. So I get the kind of flat look here. I'll make a random circle, 42 millimeters, just like this. So what I can do using the sweep feature is take this two-dimensional shape and drag it along this path. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this little box comes up. Your profile will be the 2D sketch you want to technically extrude along this path. And your path will be the arc which you just drew. And there you go. You'll have this weird curved pipe to connect two things and stuff like that. Now, you also have a couple of options. You can choose to taper it, which let's see if taper by 3 degrees. Let's go a little bit higher. Let's go with 9. Uh, Distance 1. This will go with 9. There we go. That gives us this horn shape. We could also go negative, which would just make it a lot smaller, where it tapers the opposite way and also gives you this horn shape, but in the opposite direction. You could also choose to twist it, which I will show you what that looks like in another project. This one when I get to that one. So what this can be used for technically to make horns if you're trying to design something like this looks like a horn of a bull, which you can if you're trying to design a bull or something with weird geometry and weird curvature. This can always be a useful tool for you to have if you're designing, let's say, tentacles or legs of something. This can also be something very useful. So in the legs example, I designed a quick, very rudimentary spider using two spheres and a couple of sweeps. Whereas you see right here, I use the sweep tool. I created my sketch. Created my sketch right here, which looks like this. This was my sketch, and then I basically took a little circle and swept it over that edge for a little more like three-dimensional, and with including the tapers I made this kind of retro looking octopus, also using a sphere, a couple of ellipses, and made a whole bunch of tentacles. I made them in on two different planes. You have one on the X plane, one on the going on the Z plane. So this is all very simple. It's just a couple of sweeps for this one and one sweep for that one on the bottom. So now you don't only have to sweep circles. You can choose to sweep squares. So I have this already set up. We'll go back to the sweep. We'll choose our profile, which will be our rectangle. Choose our path, which will be this curve, which will leave us with this shape. Now, I said we're going to get to the twist angle. Let's say we want to twist this whole thing by 360 degrees. Oh, hold on. Let's fix that. We'll go back to 1. We'll twist it by 360. It's a little too far for that to twist. We'll go with 180. There we go. So now, we can see from the start, the whole thing twisted 180 degrees, so it'll create some even wackier geometry. So what can this like really be used for? Let's say I asked you to design a paperclip. So you could start off like this, create an arc, do another one, a little bit longer. And do one more going this way. I know the sizes aren't fully right, but this is just for show. So we have our sketch of the path which we want our profile to take. So now I will zoom in a little bit and create just a small circle so it doesn't intersect with the other ones. Very small, go 6, finish sketch. Now something that looks like this. I can go to the sweep tool, choose my profile, choose my path, and there we go. We have a paperclip, or something that's supposed to look like one. So it's just you can play around with it, see what's easier for you. You can try technically draw in 3 dimensions. I'm not sure how to do that just yet. But for at least two-dimensional drawing, this is a very useful tool to have in order to create these really cool, wacky geometries. So next video we'll be going over the pattern tool, the rectangular pattern, the circular pattern, and the pattern on path.